Ty, get it, chop it up. Merv, what's good?
We on a whole other level this year, it goes down. We stay fresh over here on the east side of town.
My name is Mervis, founder of Chop It Up Barbershop. Started Chop It Up in 2005. You know, I moved out here in 1998 from Georgia. I'm from a small town called Richmond Hill. It's actually growing, you know, right now. My father was living in California for like 9 years. So he's been out here on the West Coast. I was down in Georgia staying with my grandparents. My grandparents raised me, which was his parents. And I've been here ever since. So when I moved here, he was actually living in Bothell. So since then, I've bounced around. But I've always kind of been on the east side and just kind of enjoy this part of town a lot more than the other places. So that's what inspired me to actually open up shop in Woodinville, or you know, somewhere on this side of town. And Woodinville just happened to just fit the situation at the time.
What was your background, or how did you get the startup funds to open up the shop?
So my background is the way I got the funds was my father. My father, I think he knew that I was real serious about this, and he actually came across some cash. You know, he had some money, and he helped me out in the beginning. I had, you know, what I had. I think I had saved up like $2,000 or $3,000. He gave me $10,000 additional to, you know, just get the basics. You know, when, you know, usually shops cost a lot more, but I was willing to work with what I had. We opened up on April 1st, which is April Fool's Day. So that was kind of a joke for a while, but I remember working in my in the first shop. Well, not the first shop, but the current barbershop that I was working in. I remember telling everybody, like, yeah, I got a shop. You know, and everybody was just kind of like laughing, like, oh man, we don't, Merv, you don't never talk about like stuff like that. You gotta be joking. So ended up being a true statement on April Fool's Day. So
on April Fool's Day, like, open a shop, and they're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So because I actually got the keys, the lady that owns this whole strip mall, her name is Leona. Her family's been here in Woodinville for a long time. So that's the lady I talk to. That's the lady I communicate with. And you know, being 21 and coming over here talking to her. Actually 22. I was 22 years old when I came here and talked to her. I think she was like, this kid want to open up a business. I'm gonna give him a shot though. I'm gonna give him a chance. And it was the best thing that she could ever done, because I didn't have any credit. All I had was some cash and a dream. So.
Did you go to barber college?
I did. I went to barber college up in Everett, Paul Mitchell, the Paul Mitchell branch. Actually, yes, I was the best in my class in barber college. I would assume so, because it was only like 2 barbers. It was me and a guy that I've known for a while out here. I talked to him about going to barber school with me, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. So I was actually supposed to open up a shop with him, and he didn't pan out. You know, things didn't pan out. So.
Well, at 22, also, you know, you're really young, and a lot of people that age wouldn't be so focused and goal-oriented.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's really ambitious to be so young and to say, I'm going to open up my own business.
Yeah. So, you know, but I've been knowing what I wanted to do for a long time. My uncles, they've all worked a lot. I've had real good examples of workaholics. I think I've been around a lot of workaholics in my life. And my Uncle Chris, rest in peace. My Uncle Chris Miller, he was like a big brother slash pops slash, you know, slash uncle, you know. I used to hang out with him a lot. He had like pressure washing businesses and stuff like that. He always put me to work when I was a kid, so he always had me working. So I think that's why I developed. And my grandparents, I mean, they had me going out picking okra and doing all these different things in the country, you know.
Did they have a farm?
We had a farm. Yep, we had a farm. It was I don't want to say it was a massive farm, but yeah, we had a farm. We used to grow like peas and corn and different stuff like that. We had goats and hogs.
So how old were you when they made you do
I've been working like that for a long time, like probably since I was able to walk around and talk. I mean, you know, if it wasn't nothing but just go get me a pepper off the like little plants outside the house by the door, you know, just go pick me one of them, you know, country people, they tell you to just go do something. You don't talk back, you just go do it. So from there, you know, working, cutting grass, raking, stuff like that. Then as I got older, my uncle started taking me out in the streets with him. So that's when I started seeing a lot more adult life type things to learn how to be an adult, you know. So it's been a while. Started when I was like 11, 12, going out with him when I was younger. Like I said, ever since a kid, I went into a barbershop. I've been going to the barbershop, to Savannah, you know. I was going to the barbershop, seeing the old guys in the shop, counting cash, talking about money, talking about sports, just talking about everything. So I always knew I wanted to be a barber. So it wasn't hard to know that once I got old enough to actually have my own shop, you know, that's what I was going to do. So as soon as I became a barber, I just hit the ground running.
The system of how you train people.
It's more of a hands-on career. That's the best way to be trained. I like to put people, I like to just throw people out in the water and either they sink or they swim, you know. Everybody at Chop It Up, they all swim. They all survivors. They all like, that's why we get along so well, you know, because I feel that that's what I had to do. So I don't try to tell these guys to do nothing or make it too much more easier than nobody else. I mean, there's no way to avoid the struggle and becoming a successful barber. There's no way to avoid that. Only thing you can do is just try to embrace it and get better. So I like to work with people fresh out of barber school, me personally, because I think that it's just easier. In barber school, that you can't get away with coming to work late, coming to school late, should I say. You know, everybody wears their uniform. You know, nobody really use no crazy profanity when certain people are in the shop. So a lot of the fundamentals that they teach you in school, at this barbershop, at Chop It Up, what we do is we actually practice those things and keep the professionalism that we learn in school.
Get it, chop it up. Merv, what's good?
We on a whole other level this year, it goes down. We stay fresh over here.